A plan to improve rail service in the Northeast could have a major impact on Connecticut, and today is your last day to speak out about it. News 8's Ken Pierce live in our News 8 control room this midday with details of a huge rail plan. Good afternoon, Ken.
Good afternoon to you, Keith. And it's really 3 different plans, and they include new tunnels, bridges, and tracks to carry high-speed trains from Washington to Boston. It's an ambitious, long-term, very expensive plan from the Federal Railroad Administration. And if you haven't heard about it, you're not alone, but you only have a few more hours to speak out about it. Amtrak trains roll along the Connecticut shoreline all the time, but the twists and turns of the tracks limit how fast they can go. The federal government just spent millions on a study full of ideas how to make those trains go faster.
But the plan that was presented really decimates our historic district, our only commercial center. It wipes out the major facilities that are a part of our culture.
That's the first selectman of Old Lyme, where a map in that study shows 4 new high-speed train tracks going over a new railroad bridge and right through the middle of town, through the middle of 200-year-old houses. And nobody told the town about it.
Only 3 weeks ago, many of us learned about the Federal Railroad Administration's Alternative 1 plan.
In a packed meeting in Old Lyme last week, town leaders seemed stunned by the federal proposals. They range from tens of billions to hundreds of billions of dollars in price, all to cut about a half an hour off the trip from Washington to Boston.
I think a vision is good. You have to have a vision about where you want to go.
State DOT Deputy Commissioner Rich Andreski is all for improving trains, but admits the study does raise questions.
How do we get there? Who pays? What impacts does it have on communities? Those are challenges yet unaddressed.
So that study has a map showing a line on it where the new railroad bridge would be, somewhere between the existing railroad bridge and the bridge that takes 95 over the Connecticut River. But a spokesperson for the Federal Railroad Administration says it's very early stages right now. That's just a line on the map and nothing is set in stone. Another map shows a different plan, digging a rail tunnel under the Sound from Long Island to Milford.
When we first saw that tunneling concept under Long Island Sound, it did seem pretty like a pretty radical idea.
That's one way to put it. Here's another.
That's a manifestly bad idea.
Roger Reynolds is the legal director of Save the Sound and the Connecticut Fund for the Environment.
This whole plan would have a huge impact on a huge amount of resources, probably the biggest impact in Connecticut in a generation.
That impact, he says, is not addressed in the study.
That has really been a stealth process by the government where they issued 800 pages of basically little or no information.
If you want to speak out against a rail tunnel coming into Milford Harbor or any other part of the study, the FRA says it wants your feedback. However, the public comment period ends today.
We certainly would have liked more time. I think it was a rather accelerated process. We are pulling out all the stops to make sure that we get through the document, that we consult with the stakeholders in Connecticut.
Now, that public comment period has already been extended a couple of times, but it does end today. If you want to speak out, we've got a link to the comments webpage on our website, WTNH.com. Live in News 8 Control, I'm Kent Pierce. Keith, back to you.